Welcome. This is the operational case study August exam. These are the unseen issues that I consider to be the most likely ones that are going to be examined within the 5 exams on the merchant's supermarket company within the August period. I'm Sandy Hood and this is the Astranti Financial Training Company. The basis of my choice has been on what I've seen in the pre-scene. There are certain topics that have been particularly allocated space by the examiner, so you can't help but expect that that represents more importance to him than those which have had little or no space. I think we're also going to look at it in terms of the strategic importance to the company. So we've carried out a SWOT analysis within the strategic analysis video, so it's those aspects that are important there and those issues that are likely to be important to the senior management of Merchants Company. And I've also used my experience, my knowledge of the previous case study exams and also the previous P1, F1 and E1 exams in the earlier syllabuses have sort of given me room for judgment, and I'm also looking for typical issues that tend to crop up, and there is one in this one, how easy it is to write issues on a particular subject. And certainly there's two areas, one in particular where I think the examiner will be very keen to examine because the nature of a supermarket company makes that particular topic very much one that you can't always examine elsewhere. I think you should prepare by using key models from the pre-scene information. You've got to adapt those models. The examiner doesn't like comments that merely are throwaway statements. You know, the candidate who tells the examiner that they like pestle analysis or they like the 7 Ps isn't going to earn any marks at all. In fact, they're going to put the examiner's back up. It's when you have actually put that model into practice, so you are showing that you really can apply it, and you can apply it well within the context of merchant supermarkets. I think you should practice mock exams that cover the key issues, and you should find out what real life companies are doing about these issues. And I have mentioned it before, but I will mention it again. There's a lot on the internet. It isn't hard to get the information, and there's a lot all about Tesco's, about Sainsbury's, Morrison's. Not so much confidential financial information in terms of Lidl and Aldi because of the nature of their organisations, but plenty on Walmart and Carrefour. So if you've got the time, there's plenty that you can find out, and of course there's lots of newspaper articles all about issues that have been going on over the last few years. Learn the key points, the advantages and disadvantages of each of the points, and be prepared for whichever models you need in order to support the issues that are given to you by the unseen. Right, I start with income tax. And here I think I've got everything just about visible on your screen, which is excellent. Yes, I've mentioned it before, and I think income tax is a potential exam question because we've got the material within the financials, and obviously 25% of the F1 syllabus is based on income tax. So looking at merchants, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the examiner testing that you can understand how the income tax figure on the statement of profit or loss has been derived, and then going forward understand why the income tax figure on the statement of profit or loss is not the same as the income tax figure in the current liabilities section of the statement of financial position. So These are key areas, but they are areas that are tricky to test within the multiple choice and short answers on the 90-minute exams, so it makes it all the more likely to turn up within the case study. The external environment. We've certainly looked at pastel throughout our study of the pre-scene, but there are many references there. So these are forces impacting upon merchants, and the company is now facing a very dynamic environment. So I've chosen this because I can see all these references, particularly the sociological changes, but we could also see the factors to do with the economic downturn, the government getting involved because merchants didn't really want to charge for carrier bags, but the government made them. So all of these are factors impacting from outside the business, not Pickland, but within the UK. The environmental responsibilities of the supermarket companies has come under the spotlight in recent years. So it's a key E1 topic, and I strongly recommend that you look up on the external environments, because that's one of the areas where I think that you could be tested in your exam. And the key points that you would need to raise would be the specific impacts of each environment on the opportunities and threats facing merchants. If you're demonstrating that, then you're showing the examiner the points. And of course, the key element within any question will be based on whatever the unseen has got within it. So there may be certain aspects within the external environment that crop up that are specific on the day. I've not written it on the screen, but I couldn't help thinking, because of the other day there was a bomb explosion within a supermarket in France, that the UK supermarket industry has had to respond to the threat of bombs going off, and they are making because of this threat. So look out for relevant, up-to-date information such as that, and then demonstrate to your examiner that you can see the context of it within the external environment. But make sure that you're answering the same question that the examiner has asked you in the unseen that you have been given.